Mashiach just gonna blow it out the freaking water. I know that. Okay. I know. See, Esau, the so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, is prideful. Sometimes you get so prideful, you get stupid. Now, how can you fight against a creator? That's how stupid President Trump is. Okay. So let's go to verse 13. 13 says, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. So when your house at Mashiach comes back, he's gonna have blood all over him. So like I said, he's not coming back with candy canes and balloons and cotton candy. No, he's coming back to make war. He's coming back and he's taking off heads. I'm telling you. And who you think he coming to first? He's coming to Israel first. He's coming back to these so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Indians who know the word and not doing it. So I'll tell you something. Because we know better. He ain't worried about these other nations. Listen, he ain't worried about them. Yeah, them other nations gonna get destroyed. Okay, they got it coming. But he's going to his people first. Okay, the ones that gave the truth to. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us he gave the truth to, and we burying that talent. You understand what I'm saying? We burying it. Okay. And if you know the story about somebody who buried their talent, what did the Lord do? He took that talent away from him and took other mess away from him too. So, brothers and sisters, okay, again, we need to come back to God's laws, statutes, and commandments, okay? Because tomorrow is not promised to you, okay? And it's all cool today, but what about tomorrow? Lord wake up tomorrow. Tomorrow could be a worse day than it is today. But if you have the Lord, okay, you're gonna be good, okay? You're gonna be covered. But if you ain't got the Lord, you better get him. Because that's the only thing that's going to protect you in the destruction that's about to come. Now let's go to verse 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, chariots. These white horses are chariots, and clothed in fine linen, white and clean. So he's talking about the angels, okay? Okay, God's angels. That's what he's talking about, thousands and thousands, right? Verse 15. Okay, this is Revelation. Revelation 19 chapter, verse 15. It says, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of Almighty Yahweh. Okay, let me go back to the top, right? It said, out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, judgment. Okay, that's that sharp sword that's coming out of your house, Hamashiach's mouth. It's that judgment. Okay, let me tell you something. We come out here week in and week out. Okay, and we crying loud, we sparing out. We let our people know the sin that they in. Okay? But when your house at Mashiach come, he coming with that judgment. Okay? Too late. It's too late now. You should be listening to my prophets that have sent out here on the streets. Now here comes judgment now. You understand what I'm saying? Then it says that with it he should smite the nations. He's gonna smite the nations. What does smite mean? Smite mean beat down. He's gonna beat down the nations. I'm telling you, okay? He's coming to Israel first. The ones who's supposed to know this truth, these so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He's coming to y'all first, because y'all was given this law first. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. Okay? What is a rod of iron? Okay? It said in Psalms, a rod and thy staff, it comfort me. A rod of iron is these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's a rod of iron. Okay? Ain't no compromise. Okay? Your house at Mashiach is not compromising when it comes down to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? He said, don't eat no pork, don't eat no pork. Okay? He said, celebrate the Shabbat, celebrate the Shabbat. Ain't no sacrifice, ain't no what is it, compromising? That's the rod of iron. You understand what I'm saying? Then it goes to say, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and the wrath of Almighty Yahweh. So what is treading the winepress? You ever seen people put wine, and they did it back in the day, right? They put wine in this big, let's say this big tub, let's say a big tub, and they walk in it. And they walk in the wine, and they walk and they crush the grapes with their toes, and that's how they make wine. And as you walk in, crushing these grapes, all the juice is splattering all over your clothes and this and that. And once you see your house of Hamasha, it's going to look like he was treading the wine press, because he's going to have all types of blood all over his garment for beating these nations down. It's very true. Can I tell y'all something? He's letting you know what's about to happen. This ain't no fairy tale. This ain't no fairy tale. So again, let me get a precept on this. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 16. It says, and he had in his right hand 7 stars, okay, and out of his mouth went a sharp two-edged sword, and his countenance was as the sun shineth in his strength. So this is just a precept, okay, for the word, for the two-edged sword, for judgment. Hold on. I got some more precepts on this. Hold on one second. I got a couple of precepts in the Apocrypha I want to bring out before I shut it down. I want to go to 2nd Esdras. Matter of fact, I read off this. I'm going to go to 2nd Esdras chapter 3 and 4. Chapter 13. Okay, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 13. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. So Yahushua Mashiach, okay, they seen him. He had thousands and thousands. He had thousands, basically, of angels with him, and everybody was afraid when they seen him. And Yahushua put in work. I'm telling you, Yahushua put in work. I mean, this deliverance from America is going to be so much greater than the deliverance, back in the book of Exodus, when Moses, basically through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, opened the Red Sea. This deliverance gonna be so much greater because the Most High gonna put it on him. Okay? Most High gonna put it on. He gonna put it on Esau. I'm gonna tell you something. And how many of us want to see the Most High put his foot in Esau's butt? I'm trying to tell you, a lot of us want to see that, because all this time he was basically deceiving us, doing all types of evil to us. You know what I'm saying? Slavery even till now. And really, he didn't really get his judgment yet. But the Most High basically gonna put it on him. I believe that. Verse 4 says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feels fire. So, through the Spirit, okay, you were thinking through this how it would picture in your mind, because we all watch sci-fi movies and this and that, right? And it says, listen, I'm gonna read it again. It says, And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, okay, the voice came out of Yahushua's mouth, right? And all they burned that heard his voice. Okay, they all burned that heard Yahushua Hamashiach's voice. Think about that. Like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. Now, so on a hot day, on a really hot day, you look at the grass, that grass ain't green no more. That grass is burnt up and brown. Now just think about that as an example, as somebody, okay, hearing your house and Hamashiach's voice and just cringe. You understand what I'm saying? That's how powerful your house and Hamashiach was. You gonna think about it. When your house, so-called Jesus Christ, was teaching the Sermon on the Mount, I think it was Matthew the 5th chapter, he was in a boat and he was talking to thousands of people. He didn't have no microphone. And think about it, how his voice was. He said his voice was like running water. That's how powerful his voice was. And just think about that. Oh man. Alright, so let's go to verse, down to verse 10. Then it says in verse 10, it says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. So now think about this. That's why it says he rules with an iron rod. Okay, because the law was so sharp and powerful that came out of his mouth. It's like fire, like he's breathing fire on people. Okay, it's like you know, he was destroying you with his breath and this and that. Like he was a superhero. You know, we had comic books in the past where people would speak and they shoot fire out their mouths and this and that. And that's how it was, or that's how it's going to be. It's a prophecy. That's how it's going to be when he comes. And look, who knows? Okay? Ain't nothing impossible for the Most High. He might blow fire out his mouth and burn people up. Who knows? Sure, I want to put it past him. Ain't nothing the Most High can't do. But the point is, brothers and sisters, you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we need to come back to God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Because like I say, America is about to get destroyed, okay, by nuclear fire. You understand what I'm saying? And if you ain't got the Most High with you, if you're not covered, you're gonna get burnt up, and that's all it's to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, you know, you can get with this, or you can get with that. But this right here is kind of fat right here. You know why? Because this is going to deliver me. And this is going to keep me and my family strong until that time comes. You understand what I'm saying? Like the word of God says, faith comes by hearing. And hearing comes by the word of God. And with that, I just want to, you know, thank the Most High for having me come here, you know. He can use me through his spirit, okay, to wake up, you know, some of my, you know, my people, the ones who hear the word and this and that. You know what I'm saying? And look, when the Lord come back, ain't no excuses. There could be no excuses, you know what I mean? So look, I come out here twice a week. And there's other brothers out here, you know what I'm saying, who putting in work. So ain't gonna be no excuse when the Lord come back when our time comes. So again, with that, if I said anything wrong, it's definitely one that wasn't the flesh, but wasn't the spirit. It had to be the flesh. Until next time, Shalom.